If a vehicle breaks down on a motorway, what should a person do? Move the vehicle to the hard shoulder. What is the effect on the control of the vehicle if there is a film of water between the vehicle's tyres and the road surface? Steering and braking will be less effective. What traffic may use a contraflow bus lane? Buses on a scheduled service. What is the danger in driving at high speeds on wet roads? Danger of aquaplaning or sliding across the road surface.
When using the accelerator, how can a driver help reduce the vehicle's fuel consumption? A driver should accelerate smoothly to reach and maintain the appropriate speed.
What does this sign mean? Overhead electric cables?
When a vehicle is stopped in a tunnel due to congestion, what should a driver do? Switch on hazard warning lights.
What should the driver allow for when following the bus on an icy road? A longer braking distance is required.
Can a child under the age of 3 years be carried unrestrained in the vehicle's front passenger seat? No, an infant must always be restrained in the correct child seat. What is the purpose of engine oil? It lubricates the engine. When driving along a dual carriageway in normal driving conditions, which lane should a driver be in? In the left-hand lane, unless the driver wishes to overtake or turn right.
What should the driver do when driving a vehicle they are not familiar with? Initially drive with extra care and at a lower speed until fully familiar with the vehicle.
What does this sign mean at a roundabout? Yield to traffic coming from the right or already on the roundabout.
What does this road marking mean? Traffic must not enter unless they can clear the box junction without stopping or when turning right. What should a driver do when they see plant or machinery crossing the roadway at roadworks up ahead? Slow down and prepare to stop. If it is safe to overtake a cyclist in speed zones up to 50 km per hour, what is the recommended minimum passing distance? Allow a minimum of 1 metre.
What is the minimum insurance cover a driver needs to drive on a public road? Third party. What roads are learner permit holders allowed to drive on? All roads except motorways. In general, where 2 lanes are provided on the approach to a roundabout, which lane should a driver select when they intend taking an exit to the right, past the 12 o'clock position of the roundabout? The right-hand lane.
Along with an impairment test, what may a Garda request if they suspect a driver of driving under the influence of drugs? A saliva sample. What lights are recommended to be used when parking or leaving a vehicle for a short period of time on the side of the road at night? front and rear side lights to alert other road users to the vehicle's presence.
When changing a wheel on a public road, what should a person do to ensure their own safety? Wear reflective clothing and switch on the vehicle hazard warning lights.
At night, what effect could driving with a single headlight have on oncoming drivers? They could mistake the vehicle for a motorcycle. What does this hand signal mean? The cyclist intends to move out or turn right. What should a driver do when travelling on a motorway or dual carriageway? Be alert for other drivers who may suddenly change lanes or reduce speed.
A driver has stalled in the middle of an unguarded level crossing and cannot restart the engine. The warning bell is ringing. What should the driver do? Walk clear of the crossing and phone the signal operator so that trains can be stopped.
When should a driver use hazard warning lights on a motorway? When the vehicle has broken down.
What should a rider be aware of when crossing road markings, such as lines or arrows? Steering is improved. Tyre grip is reduced.
How are emergency vehicles identified? By flashing red or blue lights.
At traffic lights, a driver should take particular care for which road users coming up on the left side, near side. Motorcyclists.
When is it permitted to force oncoming traffic onto the hard shoulder on the opposite side of the road while overtaking? It is not permitted to force oncoming traffic onto the hard shoulder while overtaking.
What does this sign mean? Temporary traffic signals ahead. Why is it important to ensure that the vehicle headlights are correctly aligned? To enable the driver to see properly.
What should a driver do when entering a tunnel? Keep a safe distance from the vehicle in front.
In general, how should children under 3 years of age be secured in a vehicle? They should always be secured in the correct child seat.
What should the driver do when driving behind a vehicle that is going from side to side on the road in an unsafe manner? The driver should stay well back in a safe position. What can cause a vehicle to skid? Excessive heavy braking.
What can a driver do to stay alert on a long journey? Stop, park in a safe place and have a cup of coffee.
What specific observations should a driver make before reversing a vehicle fitted with an external audible warning device? Observations should be made to the front, sides and rear of the vehicle, including blind spots. Why should a driver adjust their head restraint before starting a journey? To provide support to the neck in the event of a collision.